What's going on, guys? Hey, we're back. We're back. Very first video, brand new content about Black Desert Mobile. Now, remember I told you guys I was going to be making content for Black Desert Mobile because, Dragon Blaze is getting shut down. So I'm not going to be making any more content about that game unless there's something specific that you want me to make. I can do that. But this game is pretty awesome. It's a lot to do in this game. I had even gotten like 10 or 15% in this game as of right now. I reloaded. I re-recorded because I wanted to turn off the music. I mean, it's not copyright because, it is in the game after all. Right now it says ending current season for the connected character. So just give it a second so we can actually get into the game. But I've been playing this game for about 2 weeks or so, and normally when I first play a game, I want to make sure I know exactly what I am doing. So when you're first starting this game, you make a character and then you make a family name. So your family name is at the very top up here, which would be your account name, which is Jaleva, which would be my name. And then my main character right now is Maya. And then I just made a new character, which is J4. I'll be starting on him pretty soon. I'll probably be doing maybe a lot of content with him. But I wanted to understand the game a little bit before I start making videos, because there's a lot with this game. There's a lot to know about this game, guys. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. You do need a lot of space if you're going to play this game on mobile. There is a PC version of this. Look at that. She's so pretty. That's a new outfit I just got for her too. You're gonna need a lot of space for this. When I first downloaded this, I needed about 13.75 gigabytes or 14.75 gigabytes of memory, and that's a lot. So this game is actually really, really huge, first and foremost. So make sure you have tons of space for this game. Make sure you have tons of space because you're going to need it. Secondly, whenever you first started playing this game, make sure you turn the graphics down on this, because I turned it down to the next settings, because at the beginning screen you can actually alter your settings from graphics settings. You can also do it in your settings in here too as well, I believe, the graphics and stuff like that. Make sure you turn them down a little bit. Don't go max settings. You can go high, you can go medium, you can go low, but don't put it on maximum because of your phone can't overheat. I know on the beginning on the screen, when you go to your effects and stuff like that, they tell you like caution phone overheating. So make sure you change your graphics down on that, because it may save battery. This does consume a lot of battery. I'm kind of getting a lot of things out of the way before I kind of get into the content. It can consume a lot of battery, so make sure if you're playing this game to have like a battery pack or some sort, because it's going to take a lot of battery from you. So make sure you're trying to get things done in Black Desert Mobile. But yeah, I've been playing this game for about 2 weeks. I know I'm jumped way ahead. I'm level 63. Don't worry. This content is going to be very helpful for you, because I'm going to tell you just about everything that you kind of need to know as you're starting Black Desert Mobile. Now, I won't be like all in this video, but I'm going to try to do like a couple of key points to know about Black Desert Mobile before you get you started. But there are a ton of characters of playing Black Desert Mobile. You can go over here. I can actually go back out to characters if I want to. But when you're first playing, there are a ton of characters to choose from. There are a lot of female characters, a lot of male characters. A couple male characters, a lot of female characters. So make sure you kind of go through and see what character you want to pick from. I didn't go through that because I want to let you go ahead and figure that out on your own. But mine is like a shadow swordsman person. Like she has a lot of dark energy attacks and stuff like that and more. So she's actually pretty unique to be playing with. And I definitely enjoy this character. I wouldn't have started with a female character first, but a lot of male characters didn't have a lot of really cool things going for them. I made a gladiator, which I'm going to be working on, which you just saw. But this is just me kind of rambling around because of me, like my likings of the game so far and stuff like that. I won't be waiting too much longer. But I just want to kind of tell you how I feel about everything so far. It's really cool. You're gonna like this game. The graphics is really pretty. I have it on a lower, like a tier down versus like ultra max settings or max settings. So it still looks really good. All right, now that's out of the way. I just wanted to kind of rumble along real quick, and we'll do more of that later. So when you're playing Black Desert Mobile, there's a lot of things that you kind of want to, they kind of need to know whenever you start playing Black Desert Mobile. When you first start, you make a character and go through your prelude and go through your storylines and stuff like that. The first thing you want to do in Black Desert Mobile as you're questing is you need to kind of break your time down when playing this game. And what I mean by breaking your time down is this game does a lot. Actually, I'm just gonna mute a lot of stuff. I'm gonna mute everything because I'm gonna be kind of going through the game and questing and stuff like that. This game does a lot, has you do a lot. So when I first started playing this game, I didn't know what to do. This game doesn't really tell you a lot of things about how to do things, like off the gate. You're gonna have to kind of figure out what to do on your own. So first and foremost, and I'm going to help you out with that in this video. At a certain point, you will get what's called a camp, and I'll go to my camp here in a second. You can make as many characters as you want so far, as long as the slots are available to you. This game is not too challenging right off the back, but I have fought some challenges in this game that was kind of difficult right off the jump, even at my level. So just be sure you don't kind of blow through the game. The story is pretty nice. I like the story quite a bit, and there's so much more to do with the story as well. And I've been kind of digging the story. It's been really, really interesting for the most part, and there's a lot that you can do. There's pets in this game, as you can see right here up to the left screen. There's a cat and there's a dog. You have a mount, which I have a horse. You have a camp, which is very important. Your camp is going to be one of the most important things that allows you to get a lot of different resources in this game as well. And we'll be going through resources and stuff like that as well. I have a lot of quests that, a lot of side quests, a lot of main quests and stuff like that. When you are playing this game, make sure you do a lot of the main quest first. And the reason why is because of my gears right here to my right. You see where it says +3 on that side and all the way down. You're gonna get a lot of your main gear through the main questing line when you play this game. You're gonna get all your main gear from the story. Now you can get better gear than this, because you can also craft your gear and stuff like that, but you will be able to be sure to get your main gear through your quest lines. It's only going to be through your main quest, so make sure you're doing that quite a bit. When you are playing this game, make sure you cut it into every other day. Focus on something different, because this game has a lot to do and it will keep you busy in every single aspect, and you kind of want to break it down on figuring out what you want to do, because you don't want to kind of do too much on one end and not do too much on the other end. What I mean by that is I'm not too far into the game, but I've done a lot of the main questing. I've finished a lot of the main chapters, and I'm still questing. I'm doing stuff. But what you want to do whenever you're playing is you want to choose a day to just quest, whether it's doing main quest or side quest. And then the next day, you can start farming for your camp. What I mean by this, I'm going to go to my camp here in a second and show you that. But you want to start farming for your camp. In the beginning of the video, you saw me do what's called logging, and that is farming for my camp, and to help my camp members, because your camp, you are the leader of your camp. You say what goes. So I was farming for a second for my camp, and I gotta find, actually we can go here. So I'm gonna go and do forage. So foraging, logging, and mining are some of the most important things you want to start doing as soon as you start playing the game on your downtime, because of your camp. And you're saying, well, this guy keeps talking about camp, can you please just go to it? Well, let's go to my camp. So your camp is going to be one of the most important things in this game that's outside of questing. And the reason why is because camping allows you to do so many different things in this game, in my opinion, at kind of the early stages of your questing and trying to figure out what's going on in the game. So your questing, your camp allows you to do quite a bit, and each thing can level up and you will improve on what you're doing. So right now my workers are farming logs because I need logs because I want to be able to craft to build up my camp. Now when you're doing your camp, you want to kind of follow the tutorials. Don't skip any kind of tutorials in this game. I should have did that in the beginning of the video, but don't skip any kind of tutorials in this video. Make sure you pay attention, make sure you read, because it's going to be very, very important to do that. But yeah, as you see, my camp is level 4, and my refinery, my town hall, my trading post, my garden, my life banner, my adventure banner, my logging, my my lab, my food storage, my workshop. I mean, there's just my relic. There's just so much stuff here in your camp, and you can create a lot of stuff in your camp by going to build camp. But in order to get this stuff, you have to go through the storyline to get and unlock a bunch of brand new stuff for your camp. Now, when you first get your camp, why won't I let me exit out of the screen here? I'm gonna cancel that. On my camp here, there we go. On my camp here, but you will get a camp, and it's gonna be very important. And one of the most things you want to focus on your camp, I'm kind of throwing a lot of stuff in this video because this is going to be kind of early stages. Like whenever you start playing this game, you're going to be doing a lot of questing. You're going to be doing a lot of stuff. See my characters right there, Jaleva. She's right there. Maish at the very bottom right there. If you see what says T light, that's my guild. You can see my character right there. But when you're first playing Black Desert, you're really just going to be doing a lot of questing and stuff like that, reading the story, acquiring gears and stuff like that. So you're not going to be doing too much that's outside of that right off the gate. You're just going to be questing, learning, knowing what your characters do, going through all their attacks, their passives. You're going to be learning about your relics, your relics, and then your light relics and your equipments and stuff like that. Your weapon is pretty cool. You're gonna be learning about all your characters, what they can do and stuff like that, etc. You're gonna be learning about your backpacks and what your items are and stuff like that. You're gonna learn about your family and having accessories and stuff like that as well, and separate abilities. You're gonna be learning about a lot of different stuff when you're playing through the story, but you have to kind of go through it as well. And then your core CP breakdown, you're going to learn about that, your paragraphs graph, your CP breakdown. There's a lot of stuff you're going to be learning about this game. You can go through your character's progress and see what their equipments do and their attack and etc. and stuff like that. You're going to be learning about the basic characteristics of a farming game and keeping yourself busy when you're playing these games. That's what you're going to be learning. Now, as you get later on into the game, you're going to be learning about this stuff. And there's only one person who's doing the content very good on this game, and I watch him, but I'm trying to do content as well because I really like this game. And I'm making it very important that you know about your camp, because your camp is very important. Now, before anything, when you start, your town hall is one of the most important things when it comes to your camp, because you can also expand your camp, you can move your camp, you can get money for your camp, you can upgrade your camp. Now, your town hall is what you want to be upgrading all the time. You want to follow the requirements, and you have to be a certain level to do that, because your camp will prevent you from progressing so much when it comes to farming, because you have what's called workers. And my workers are down here. I have 12 workers, and some of them are working, some of them aren't right now, because I'm not having them work right now. But your workers are going to allow you to farm for the stuff that you need, which would be like your foraging, your mining, your logging, and then your fish. They will help you get the materials you need to upgrade your stuff. Right now I have 13,000 logs. I need a lot more than that, and stones. Upgrading is very important because you get to do more in your camp, you get to hold a lot more everywhere else, and you also get to progress in your way of playing this game when it comes to your camp, because you can do a lot of stuff on your camp. I'm not going to go through every single thing right now when it comes to camping, but I just want to tell you about what's going on in the camp briefly. I will do a video about camping. I'm just kind of throwing some stuff for you there about my experiences so far about this game and what I have done. But the most important thing is your town hall, because that allows you to progress on everything else. Nextly about this camp before I exit out is your food. Your food is very important. It looks like grain right here. That's your food. Now, you're going to need a lot of food whenever you get your camp, because everything you do when it comes to working will require food in some cases. Like if I upgrade here, it requires me to have log, and I have to have a tier 5. I'm working on that now. And it requires 4,320 food, and then your silver, which you'll get a lot of silver in this game. Don't worry about it. But your food is very, very important. I will teach you how to get food in this game too, because you can also get food right here by fishing by your workers. You don't get an incredible amount of food from your workers based on how many based on how many workers you have. You don't get a crazy amount of food, but you can get what's called seeds, and we'll talk about that later. But I'm going to do a deep dive into your camp. I just kind of want to show you what a camp is, because I kept on talking about it. But as far as like things I've been doing in this game so far, I've just been questing, trying to understand this game a little bit more. There's a lot to talk about in this game. I don't have too much time to talk about it, but just know that this game is really, really amazing. It's challenging. It's going to keep you busy. Some of the things I don't understand so far are some of the items that I have in my bag here. I got to kind of go through and reread them and figure out what they're for. This game doesn't tell you a lot what to do, so you kind of have to figure it out on your own, which I can try to help you out that with the best I can, because I'm only but so far in the game myself. I'm only saying a couple of knick-knack things about this game before we progress. But only thing you need to know really so far is when you're playing is you're going to be questing and doing lots of questing and leveling up and grinding and just progressing through the game. As you know me, we're playing any kind of game like Final Fantasy, etc. You're gonna be doing kind of the same things, just understanding your characters, understanding their attacks, understanding their weapons, understanding their skills and stuff like that. And you have your little bar right here which tells you everything. Craft, your black spirit, your emblems, your collections. There's just a plethora of things in this game that will keep you busy. And then of course your skills and stuff like that. Like my character's like a dark shadow swordsman type of person, so she does a lot of cool things and stuff like that. Really, really awesome character. Definitely enjoying this character. I'm kind of wait to play with my berserker. But yeah, there's just so much about this game. It will take a long time to really talk about it, but this is just an introduction of how I'm playing the game and a little bit what you need to know just for the very first video. And then I'm going to go more deep in depth and giving you actual really good content about the things that you should be doing. And we're going to talk about, mining about your camp and stuff like that. Like right here, I just passed by a flat rock, and I'm going to start kind of doing some farming for my camp. And they don't tell you that when you first start this game. I do have enough time to talk about that. So pay attention to what I'm about to tell you, because they won't tell you this. So when you do logging, you have to go by a tree, and if it says log right here, you push the icon and then you log. That's getting logs for your camp or whatever materials you need. And then you do have a stamina bar that you burn. Once you reach 0, it goes away. You already saw me mine, and you can also do what's called foraging, and you will have multiple quests like that in your camp about this stuff. So I'm showing you what that is, and then I will also redo it again later. But you want to be foraging, mining, and logging, like before you get on, or when you before you get on, or when you're about to get off. It's just so much simpler if you do that, because you want to start farming for your stuff early. Yeah, I should see my cats and dogs right there. They do a lot of cool things too. We'll talk about that in a different video. But when you're playing this game, you want to try to log and make sure you log to try to help out your camp. Your mini map will tell you lots of things of where you're going and the stores and stuff like that in town. There's a lot of things in this game that you can get. And my camp, I'm gonna tell you a lot about the camp as well, what I've been getting stuff from about that. But yeah, there's just a plethora of things to talk about in this game. And sorry if I'm kind of going everywhere. I'm just kind of talking about my experiences of the game so far and the things that I've been doing and experiencing and trying to understand. Your equipment, like I said, you'll get through the game. And then here we go. I'm gonna go to my Black Spirit real quick. So you have your Lightstone. Your Lightstone, you're going to be getting, you'll get your Lightstone early, and then you'll get your Relic at some point. I haven't found out how to get a Relic yet, but your Lightstone is the easiest thing that you will be acquiring first. So you'll be able to get your Lightstone. Do not skip any tutorial. This is just the first video to tell you how I feel about the game, tell you a little bit of things I'm still trying to understand. I don't understand a lot of things in this game, but I understand a decent amount so far to kind of put out the very first video. My next video, we're going to be talking about preparing for your camp, because I think that's one of the most important things that should be talked about first. Considering when you get your camp, you're going to be trying to struggle figuring out how I do this or how I do that, because I went through the same thing when I started. Because they don't really tell you a lot of things of what you have to do, and that's fine. Like, this is the very first game that you really have to kind of sit down and think and figure out. I had to search up a couple of videos as well to try to figure out what to do on certain things, just so that I can kind of understand what's going on in this game. So I'm gonna help you the best I can, because this game is really, really awesome. I will be doing some content with J4 as well, so I can kind of start over, so you guys can kind of see like what's going on, try to decide how you acquire things. But yes, you want to stay focused on your main quest and try to progress through the game and understand things. Make sure your mini map is always available. There is so much stuff that right here, you have a present box, a house, a timer, like a book with a question mark on. You have this moon thing, right, this sun thing. You probably won't see that when you first start. I'm already decently into the game, so that's specifically, I guess, for players that are kind of further. That's your world boss. World bosses can give you great drops. You will fight with teams and stuff like that and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of things about this game that's going to be kind of confusing at first. You're going to get a lot of stuff in your inventory that you really just don't understand off the back. You kind of want to go through and read it, so you can kind of figure out what's going on with that. And we'll talk about inventory items and stuff like that too. One of the things that you want to pay attention to, though, is your awakening chest. I don't think I have any. I think I might have used them all. I think your awakening chest allows you to empower up your skills and stuff like that. I think I might have used all of my awakening chest, I think. Yeah, I've used them all. I got to go through my inventory and kind of take some stuff out. But there's still costume stuff at the bottom I haven't got yet. You get most of your gear and stuff like that, like I said, from the main quest. So just kind of be sure and pay attention to the game and all the details that it gives you. Because this game, it can kind of fly by quickly. You're going to be taking time off trying to figure out what's going on. And that's why I said, hey, whenever you're playing, every other day, do something different. Like today is really just focusing on my camp, trying to do some logging and stuff like that, and some mining and trying to get stuff from my camp. This is what today is basically about, because I've already did a bunch of questing and stuff like that on my other days. So right now I'm in a different city, and I'm just kind of roaming around trying to get to trees, logs, stuff like that. There's people with question marks. I'm already in the nearby city already. So, but that's pretty much what we're doing. We're just trying to do some stuff from my camp, because it does help out when you help your camp out, because they all can't do it by themselves. You logging, because the game's going to require you to do that, so you kind of know what to do, so it'll actually push your time of trying to log. So make sure every day you're doing this. You need to right as you get on or before you get off. That way you can actually farm your resources. We're going to talk about that later and how important that is for your camp, because I kind of already showed you what's going on about that. But this is really just an introduction video, so I would definitely listen to it. And then the next one, we're going to be talking about preparing for your camp. Because like I said before, when you start playing this game, it's just going to be strictly questing, understanding what's going on, following tutorials. As you play any kind of character game, you're going to learn about your character skills and what they do. This is the most advanced mobile character farming MMORPG I've ever played on a phone. So, you know, we're talking almost 14 gigabytes worth of memory. That's an incredible amount for a game. I've never played a game like that before, so this game is definitely going to keep you busy. Make sure you charge your phone up very well before you start playing. Make sure you turn the graphics down to a different tier of settings, because your phone will get very hot. I was wondering why my phone was getting hot, and I had to change the settings on it, and it will tell you. So make sure your phone is properly equipped to play this game, because it'll give you a little warning. It'll tell you, hey, you know, your phone may act a little funny and not run properly if it's not suited enough to play this game. So make sure you're paying attention to that as well. But yeah, the very next video, we're going to be talking about preparing for your camp, which is kind of what I'm doing now, because it is very important that you do so. But when you first start playing, just quest, read, understand stuff. And then I'm going to be talking about more of what you should be doing in this game afterwards, because there's just so much in this game. It took me, you know, I was going to wait another 2 weeks before I actually release a video, but this video is just on how I look at the game so far, and it's a really, really fun game. I enjoy every bit of it. I will spend long hours playing it as long as my battery life is up to par for it. But it is truly something awesome to play this game. And then there's so much hey, no. I just called my horse. I don't want to get on my horse right now. So let's and you will get a horse at some point in the game too. So just be so therefore you can kind of quest and go faster. Your character runs pretty fast as well, as you saw. But yeah, this is just the very first peek of what I'm doing on this game, and we will be doing a lot more talking about this later. But I just wanted to kind of release a video of my first thoughts on this game and more. And it is truly really awesome, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We're going to be releasing another video possibly tomorrow, and on how to prepare for your camp and stuff like that, and a couple of things you should be doing. But for the most part, 2 things: pick a day where you're just questing only, and then the next day it's all about your camp grinding, and then do some of your side quests too. Your side questing do give you a lot of pretty cool stuff. So, you know, on the second day you can do a lot of your camping stuff, grinding, get your workers going, read your camp, figure out what's going on, and then the very next day just go back to farming and questing. That's kind of how you should be playing this game up to a point, and then you can do even more cooler advanced things. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.